We navigate our lives relying on invisible, foundational models we assume to be stable. We trust the laws of physics to explain the universe. We expect corporate business practices to sustain creation, and we count on digital passwords to protect our data. But on Tuesday, June 30, 2026, reports across 3 separate frontiers showed these trusted rules failing at the same time. These simultaneous shifts suggest that our oldest models in science, business, and security are no longer providing the predictability they once did. To understand what's next, we have to look at the specific points where the math and the logic stopped working. We start at the macro scale. The James Webb Space Telescope was designed to look back into the cosmic dawn, observing how the very first structures in our universe began to form. While surveying a period known as cosmic noon, roughly 10 billion years ago, it identified a galaxy cluster named XLSSC 122. This timeline shows the standard lambda CDM model used by astronomers. It maps the Big Bang on the left and today on the right. Under this model, dark matter clusters at the cosmic noon marker should be young and diffuse. However, XLSSC 122 is acting as a strong gravitational lens. This requires a highly evolved, compact dark matter core, a level of maturity that current simulations say shouldn't be possible for another several billion years. If this cluster is a common feature rather than a 1 in a million anomaly, it means our current understanding of how dark matter and gravity work together is incomplete. Back on Earth, corporate models are also reaching a breaking point. Microsoft's recent $69 billion expansion has created a consolidation strategy that prioritizes massive scale over individual studio health. The result is a system where a nearly finished game like State of Decay faces cancellation simply because the studio behind it, Undead Labs, no longer fits into a shifting quarterly budget. At the same time, the model for independent creation is tightening. The accessory maker Dbrand recently received a formal legal notice from Valve regarding an unlicensed Steam Deck wrap. Despite 1,000 hours of engineering, the project was scrapped because the commercial use of existing intellectual property is being more strictly enforced than ever before. With new projects being shelved and independent designs blocked, major publishers are turning to the only model that guarantees a return: nostalgia. Recent data leaks have confirmed this retreat. Blizzard is moving toward World of Warcraft Classic Plus, while Ubisoft is rebuilding Assassin's Creed Black Flag as a next-gen remake. When modern business structures struggle to sustain new ideas, they lean on the safety of the past to maintain their revenue. This instability extends into our digital infrastructure. A new cross-platform malware called GenStealer is currently targeting the tools that developers use to build our modern world. This hardware infrastructure is often managed through software called SimpleHelp. A critical flaw in this software's authentication process allows attackers to bypass the login screen entirely, gaining the same level of access as a legitimate administrator. This map shows GenStealer ignoring passwords, instead targeting active session tokens for AI coding assistants. Because these tools integrate deeply, the stolen token carries inherited permissions. By capturing one session key, an attacker moves laterally through the entire corporate network. In this environment, the traditional security perimeter is no longer a barrier. Every developer workstation is now a potential entry point for the rest of the enterprise. From a galaxy cluster that defies our cosmic timeline to malware that bypasses the need for passwords, the reports from this Tuesday show that our foundational assumptions are being tested. We are in a period where the logic we use to predict the future, whether in physics or in business, is being challenged by new data. Survival now depends on our ability to adapt. We can no longer rely on the safety of previous assumptions. We have to look at the evidence in front of us and begin building new rules for how our world actually functions.